Exciting division.
All right, I'm Gary.
This is awesome.
And Gritty is here now. Gritty, say hi to the people.
What's going on, everybody?
Gritty has been on the show before. Player that I coached way back in the day. Yes, I'm old. But we are continuing to pick NFL divisions. We now have our full 5-person panel here for this fourth show.
Yeah, he's still here.
As we go. So, we are going to go with the NFC North.
I can see through your hands.
This show.
And with the NFC North, I'll start, as I have with all the divisions, because I'm right. These guys are wrong. They're morons.
All right.
I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. I cannot pick against Aaron Rodgers. He is a bad, bad dude. And the Vikings are not ready to take over that division yet, but they're getting better. Lions will be better. Bears will be trash. So I'm going with the Green Bay Packers.
What you got, Gritty?
I might be the outlier here, but I think I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I'm opposite. I think they're ready to take that step. Green Bay, man, you know they're kind of in shambles. You know, Aaron Rodgers got with that blue of earth girl.
Yeah.
And everything has kind of been up in the air whether he's going to really be ready to play this season or not. And, you know, obviously the other two teams, Detroit, I think they're probably 2-3 years away from competing in that division. The Bears, I don't think they're ready. I don't think they really know what they want.
So
yet.
you're picking against a back-to-back NFL MVP.
I am.
To win his division.
I am. I mean, I think the Vikings win it by one, or maybe they get a tiebreaker. I think they beat Green Bay 2 times this year.
100%.
You know, and I think that's how they get the tiebreaker, and I think that's how they get the division. So, I would go Vikings, Packers, Bears, Lions. If I had to put them.
See, I'd definitely flip the Lions and Bears.
Lions.
Watching
It's
Hard
just
Knocks
Lions
for
gonna
me,
be all right.
Dan
agree.
Campbell is that. Like, Dan Campbell's going to get some guys to play really hard
Hey,
for him.
Bears
he's
are
got
no good.
Like, Dan Campbell
really
just
are.
doesn't.
They really
I
are.
don't think Dan Campbell has the talent yet in
Bears are
Detroit.
like
See, and I think just from the Chicago standpoint, you know, they're trying to put the pieces around Fields. They're trying to.
Yes.
A lot of their front office is now ex-Chiefs guys.
Yep.
And they're going to try to build that organization the exact same way that they built it here in Kansas City. So, give them another 3 drafts, getting some draft capital. I wouldn't be surprised if they move Roquan and get like 3 picks in the middle of the season for them. Just kind of start to build that capital so that you can make those moves to bring in guys that will be effective immediately. And then Detroit,
And I
You
am
gotta
with
prove
you. I mean, obviously the new GM in Chicago, Poles, who was here in Kansas City, saw what was done with Mahomes, and then first Alex Smith, and then brought in Mahomes, built the team around him. So I do think Chicago is on the up. I just think like him being there 6 or 8 months, like that's not enough to turn as bad as they were last year.
yeah,
It's not enough
give
to
them
get
some
that
time, but we're also talking about rotten apples when we're talking about
Yeah.
Detroit and Chicago. Detroit's
Yeah.
been a bad organization for
Forever.
40 years,
Yeah.
50 years. So whenever you have greats, all-time greats retire short-term in their career, that's an organizational problem.
Yes.
Not a player
And
problem.
then they've had 2.
Yeah.
They've had 2. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they've had arguably one of the best running backs of all time, Barry Sanders.
Still the
And
best, in my opinion.
one of
Yeah, me
definitely
too.
a
Yeah.
top, probably 5 or 6 receiver of all time.
And
in
if he
Megatron.
plays 14 years, I think it's undisputed.
yeah,
he's
I mean,
number one if it's
so
undisputed.
yeah, I mean, and that's you have to say we've talked about it a lot before. With some organizations are just terrible organizations, and that's why they can't win. And I think that's kind of where Detroit is, but I think Dan Campbell is a coach that can slowly maybe change that perception.
Slowly bite kneecaps.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
I am with you on the Vikings. I think the Vikings win the NFC North. One thing you have to look at is if you want to compare Vikings Packers, the only thing that the Packers have better is quarterback. That's it.
No Quadzilla?
You like that? You like that?
I'll take Cousins to win enough games to win the NFC North. Also, they lost the most one-possession games last year out of any team, and they switched coaches to a guy that's offensive-minded.
Actually, Nebraska lost more one-possession games.
How'd that go for them?
How'd that go for them yesterday?
That's terrible. You traveled 18 hours to go watch
I'll
a team
add,
play and lose.
and I'll add context to
Anyway.
that.
Hey, any smart bettor
I'll add
would have
context.
taken that plus all day.
You gotta own that. You bet on Nebraska to cover.
I bet Nebraska to cover 11.5, and I took a L.
Fat L. They didn't even.
Nebraska fans
They didn't even win.
Nebraska fans didn't even wake up and go, I'm going to take them 11.
Hey, they were about halfway through the free beer in Dublin, and they're like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have taken them to cover." Like, that was after they had some beers.
That was a bad bet.
That was a bad bet.
I'm taking the NFC North. I'm taking
Okay.
Minnesota. But something we talked about earlier, which you guys can talk about it more too, is the bet of the century is the Lions
I love it. Yep, I love it.
over
6.5.
6.5 wins. They will win 7 or 8 games this year because
Their
not only
schedule.
their schedule is very soft, and their coach is a guy that people want to play for. The last time they had a coach in Detroit that was a player's coach was homeboy that came from the Colts,
Jim Caldwell.
Yep.
Caldwell, and they had won 9-10 games.
Yeah.
Because they're a bad organization, they fired him.
After like an 8 or 9 win season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In Detroit.
which is crazy. So, but I'm taking the Vikings. Everything about them is built to win. Their defense is good. Their running back is nice. Cook is nice.
I
Nice.
I will agree with you that I think the lock of the NFL season is Lions over 6.5.
That's, you got to throw your money
Lock.
on it. Throw your money on it.
If I was going to say,
their schedule is
hammer
soft.
one bet.
Now
like
we are
preseason.
we're all in agreement. All this can change with the wrong injury.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit, I think wins 8 games.
But going into week 1 right now,
Like
Yeah.
right now as
Yeah,
we
that-
stand,
You're taking that
Lions
over.
is a
100.
lock.
eight
Yeah.
wins.
You're taking that over 100.
Yeah.
6.5.
Yeah.
Love that bet.
100%.
All right. What do you guys got?
I got to take the Packers first by about a game.
Ooh.
Vikings second. Detroit and the Bears suck. Still.
Yeah.
And so that's,
And the Bears suck.
I mean, that's the way it is. And for right now, the Bears still suck. The Lions just suck less. So they come in third.
All right.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, I agree with it.
Joey,
Joey, what
who's
you
your
got?
division winner?
I got the Vikings. Man. Rodgers is just he's checked out. He's pissed off at the rookie wide receivers. It's not. I don't think it's going to work out. And
See, he's been pissed off, I feel like, for 3 or 4
Watch
years.
the run.
yeah, but he's just.
But now he's on that Waukesha
Yeah,
or Waukesha or
he's-
whatever it is. You know, it's a little different
he's
now.
out in La La Land. He don't care.
Psychedelic.
and his top receivers are
Watch the
Sammy
Randall-
Hamstring.
Sammy Hamstring
Yeah.
Watkins
Watch
and Randall
the run
Cobb.
game with Green Bay for the first time ever
Nah.
this year.
Can Quadzilla carry the ball
That-
400 times is the
Nope.
question.
No.
I think that's the
don't.
question.
I still don't think they're a run-first team because I think even if
it's close,
and this is just my opinion, I think even if LaFleur calls an RPO or like he calls in a run,
Rodgers is checking
Rodgers is going to look out there and go, no, they got us 2 for 2. I can make that throw,
Yeah.
and he's going to be like, oh, I got this.
He can make, but
And he's going to
his
forget that that's
receiver's
not Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His receiver's not going to make the play.
And one thing is too, I'm not saying Green Bay is going to be garbage. I'm saying I think Minnesota.
I mean, but
I think Minnesota's going to be pretty
I'm
good.
going.
What do you think
I'm
the win
picking
total? What do you think the win total is that wins that division? That's probably the question.
11.
11.
yeah.
I would
I
say
think the
11.
Packers get 11.
It's going to be 11-10.
So, like I said, this is
11-10.
going to be an
First,
exciting
second.
division because, you know, it's kind of mixed on
Yeah.
Detroit, Chicago. I mean, if they win 2 games they're not supposed to win, Now you're talking about being in a division race.
Right.
Now you're
Three-way
talking
division
Detroit,
race.
a 9-win team. You're all
Right.
saying,
Right. I
Like
mean, if you're
Detroit
talking
all of a
about
sudden
10, 11 wins that division.
actually wins one at Green Bay. All of a sudden, Detroit
Yeah.
Detroit's there in the
on
mix.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I mean,
It could get-
just that quick.
It
That
could get
whole
interesting.
division could be exciting.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
That whole division could be completely
Well,
flipped upside down.
We went through Detroit's schedule earlier, and we were hard on them and came up with 7.
Yeah.
And we were hard on them.
And they have a soft schedule where you would.
I think they swing
Because they've
two
got
the
a
other
last
way
place
easy.
schedule.
Yeah.
And
They
there's
competed
times-
in a lot of games.
Yeah,
last
And,
year.
the thing is, and there's times where you go.
That was
okay,
what 63-yard field goal against
Baltimore.
So you flip that game. I mean,
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly, you're talking about maybe a
Was it-
10 win
It
team.
was 3
And
weeks.
that's-
And if we
Hey,
think
and that's-
11 is winning that division,
And that's your boy Lamar. That's your boy Lamar.
Well, yeah,
Maybe
no,
we should have
no,
lost to
no.
Detroit.
Everybody was hurt.
it took the greatest kicker in NFL history to pull off the miraculous
everybody
leg.
Well, I mean, you talk about that. You're talking about close games. You're talking about Minnesota. Same with Detroit. They lost 3 weeks in a row. They lost on a field goal walk off.
Last second field goal. Yep.
Field goal walk off 3 weeks in a row.
So it flips this year, right?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I could see them doing that. I could see
So
them doing it another year
I
with
like Dan Campbell
Players
better
coach. Players
than
coach.
Minnesota's coach.
I can get with that, but Minnesota's still a better team.
Right? Because
Yeah.
Minnesota got what's his name from the Rams, right?
Yep.
What's his name?
Yeah.
I don't know, the OC.
He was Sean Payton's, or not Sean
McVay.
Payton.
McVay.
Sean McVay's right-hand guy. So, I mean, and not that they're going to be trash. I think Minnesota still gets second in that division. But I just think Detroit's going to be, to me, looking at the quarterback and the coach. Okay?
You guys have talked me out of my third and fourth place. I do like Detroit. I do like Detroit being
Dude,
there.
on Detroit's schedule, there's
Lions,
like
baby.
And Detroit does have a quarterback that made it to a Super Bowl, right?
That is true.
Maybe.
I was going to say, there's like 5
He didn't
or
win it,
6
but
It
he
was the
got
worst
there.
Super Bowl ever.
Horrible.
No,
He made it.
there's like 5 games on there where you go, man, I think Jared Goff is the better quarterback
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this game.
Which automatically in the NFL and the league,
NFL gets you a couple
you're thinking
points.
that's 5.
Yeah.
If you're the better quarterback, you're thinking that's a win.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
to me, if you look at the Chiefs' schedule, okay, Mahomes is going to be the best guy on the schedule all year long.
You have
And
to
we'll talk
assume
about
that
this
there's
later.
wins in there, and you're going to assume there's a couple duds.
Yeah.
There's always
because Mahomes is a better quarterback.
You give
I'm
him
looking at, Chiefs are already 5-point favorites here.
Yep.
And then you look at the rest of the team
Yeah.
and maybe make some changes there. But if you just look at the two quarterbacks, okay,
You're going to go Mahomes.
you're going to go Mahomes. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you just look at Goff versus, Goff versus Fields. All right.
No, that's
Goff.
Goff.
Yeah,
Goff,
take
right?
Goff all day
You
long.
take Goff.
And to be honest with you,
Goff versus Cousins.
early in the season, I'm taking Cousins.
I'll take
Yeah.
Cousins.
I'm taking Cousins.
See, I think
which is why it's in the order.
Yeah,
if
I'll
it
take
comes down to
Cousins.
nut cutting time, I ain't trusting Kirk Cousins to do nothing.
It's hard to say. Just
You like
because-
that?
I
He's
don't
coming down
like
the
that.
tunnel, man. He's ready to roll.
Yeah.
But I think you look at Green Bay's schedule. You drop a couple early because they always play kind of rough.
They do.
And then early. And what if you drop 3 of your first 4? And now you're starting to roll into a good Detroit team. You're starting to roll into a
But
good
then
Vikings
Aaron
team.
Rodgers gets
That's
pissed
why-
off, and he's that dude.
That's why it's
But what happens
it's
if
a
if
one
it's
game- it's
3 games? Yeah, it's a 1 game the whole year. At that point, obviously, I'm gonna take the MVP. He's done it before.
How many,
He's
game,
been
how,
there
many
before.
game, how many games did Minnesota win last year? Is it 9?
No,
9.
because they fired their coach, so I think they had a losing record.
So maybe
You don't fire your coach if he's
Yeah,
got a losing record,
look it up,
right?
Brady.
Yeah, I
Eight
think
or 9? 8 or 9.
I think the NFC North it's a one
I think
game
probably 6
thing.
or 7.
One
you
game
might be right,
above the
maybe
other
7.
wins it.
You think what?
A one game.
I do think it's
It's
closer than
close.
maybe a lot of people think. Like,
It's a Vikings
I don't think it's a deal
Packers
where
eight
I don't
nine.
think-
game thing.
8 and 9.
8-9.
Okay, so
8
losing
9,
record.
and they lost 3 1-possession games.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 3 1-possession
You turn
games.
them
You flip
around.
those.
Nebraska still owns that record.
Go Big Red.
One possession game, and you would take them 11 and a half?
Who?
Nebraska.
Oh no,
you won it.
I did.
I bet on Northwestern.
Yeah, I mean, I would have too. That's what I would have hammered it. I love that bet.
Yeah, you didn't though. So
I did. I bet on Northwestern.
he bet it. I know he bet it. You didn't. So.
Shout out to PJ Spencer, Shawnee Mission East at Northwestern, number 50.
Yeah, that's why. I know that's why you bet it.
Plus, Nebraska sucks. So, anyway. Sorry,
Gosh.
Freedom. Sorry, Freedom, if you're watching. I know it's your alma mater.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, we'll say this about Chicago. I did see a thing today. Chicago next year has $100 million cap space. So,
I mean, like Gritty said, a year or two away, right?
Yeah, it's a
and they have a great
different
they have a-
topic.
They have a
year.
good. They have a good front office.
Polls, I think Polls will do some good things in the offseason.
And there's some guys that Chicago. I think
Chicago
Chicago's going to be a
historically-
7-win team. Chicago's a 7-win team, which means they're sellers at the deadline
Yep.
because they're not going to be in that division.
Get some more
We're
draft
thinking
picks.
4 or 5 game difference in that division.
I think it's-
Roquan gets moved. You might be looking at Mooney being moved. I think you can probably move Pringle if he's having an okay beginning of the season. Some late round draft picks. How do you think the Chiefs do what they do? Well, they're rolling into the draft season with 12 picks. So let's move guys around. I mean, Pools was part of that, and I think that's what you're going to see over the next.
Hey,
I heard Pringle
10
was
months.
cut.
Byron got cut
I heard Byron got cut.
for
Let's
real.
take a peek.
Yeah, I heard Pringle got cut.
Was he sour cream and onions that day?
I don't
Coming
know.
back over.
Cheddar cheese?
Coming back over.
I wouldn't cut him.
I mean,
I've been a fan of Pringle since he was on the
so
team of the Chiefs.
I
I
kinda-
love that
I
kid.
kind of think we're all in agreement, though. Like, Chicago and Detroit are both on the uptick.
Yeah.
I think Green Bay and
They're uptick competitors.
Green Bay has peaked. Like,
Yeah.
they'll win the division, I think, this year, but I think after this year, it's up
But
in the air.
The Vikings are giving
Some of you
them a
guys
run
think
for
the
it.
Vikings
Injury.
are there.
Injury?
Injury.
Okay.
But
I heard something had happened to him.
so
Injury.
we're all in agreement, though. Like, Detroit and Chicago are on the rise. Green Bay's kind of, I feel like, at their peak, if they haven't already peaked.
I think they're on the downward
Um,
side.
They're Aaron Rodgers away from being from being a
they're a
4-win
one-win
team,
team.
3-win
I
team.
mean, think about that team if they have to start.
Jordan Love's
if they have to
bad.
start Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Jordan Love's
terrible.
bad. I mean,
They're-
I don't know
they're-
what else to
they're
say
a
about
four
that.
less. They're a
We're all
4
in
less team.
agreement on that one.
Jordan
But I
Love.
think
bad.
Aaron Rodgers gets you an extra 4 or 5 wins
Yeah.
because he can make 1 or 2 throws that no
But it
one
was
else
Aaron
can.
Rodgers
I think it's more than that.
But it's Aaron
I think
Rodgers
it's more than
throwing to Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
But still, he can put the ball
Who's
where
the-
no one else
Who's
can.
the one there?
They got to catch it
The
though.
one with
Who's
receiver?
the one in Green Bay?
They got to
Yeah.
catch the ball.
Is it Sammy?
Probably.
Is it Robert Tanyan as their one?
That's a
Actually,
tight end.
probably yeah.
It's probably
probably
Lazard.
Tanyan.
Okay, so it's Lazard now. I
Could be
mean,
Lazard.
Hey.
It's Lazard's
rough.
Aaron Rodgers. Good luck, buddy. You went from Devontae Adams and Tanyan and Kyle.
Yeah.
I mean, you had
You
a
got
camaraderie with them.
Lazard is
You
two.
can make those
You
throws, but
you
they
got
gotta
Watson
catch
at 1 until he gets hurt 3 games in, and then it's Lazard.
So, all right, you guys
Sammy's always
sound off in the comments here on again who you think wins the division, who's the best receiver in Green Bay. Let us know if we're idiots, if we're smart, whatever. Actually, these guys are dumb. I'm
Gary's
smart.
an idiot.
Might be the earlier.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, I'm Gary,
Austin's awesome.
and Gritty.
and this has been Midwest Mike's preview of the NFC North. We'll be back with another episode tomorrow, previewing the next division.